Hey, psst, over here. Come here. Check this out. Look at this watch. What do you mean you've seen this watch before? How could you? Uh-huh. You watched the videos. Okay. Then you recognize that this is an IQI I3. In fact, this is the prototype, the first one they made. You remember that video a little while back? Well, in a recent video, I told you that this was the only one out there, a collector's edition, because all the IQI I3 watches were coming out with a sports band. I think I stand to be corrected. Take a look at what's in here. Not only has IQI decided to go ahead and release the leather band version of their beautiful i3, but in addition to black and silver, the common colors you see everywhere, they have released it in, wait for it, gold. This is the new IQI i3 Gold smartwatch with matching leather band. They're back to the same leather band. However, they've got a beautiful gold highlight on the watch. Check it out. Let's open it up. This is fun. I was doubly excited, one, to hear that they're back in stock with the leather band version. And look at that nice little gold button treatment. And the bezel is all in gold. Well, where can I get it, do you ask? Well, from Gearbest, of course. These guys monitor our channel and said, hey, hello, we've got this now, and we've got the leather band, and we've got it in gold, and we can get it to you like ASAP. And you can put the buying links right down below. So if you're watching this video, look under the show notes. It says more, but usually right there in the front, there's a buying link. You click on that. If we have a coupon with a special price, we'll give that to you. This is currently on flash sale while I'm recording it. Hopefully it will still be when you get the chance to buy it. So check out that link and pick it up. What does it have? Well, by way of reminder, the IQI i3 G3 watch in gold is an Android 5.1 watch running with an MTK6580 chip. It's a quad core, 512 megabytes RAM, 4 gigabytes of ROM. And again, everybody corrects me on this, and I really, it's not RAM and it's not ROM. Those terms are misleading. But that's what it's called. So just the internal memory where your apps live is 512 megabytes, and the external memory you'd normally think of as an SD card is 4 gigabytes, but there's no SD card. It's internal, external ROM, they call it, memory. Anyway, 512, 4 gig. The newer ones are 1 gigabyte and 8 gigabytes, not the new i3s, but the newer different other watch models. So this is a little light on the memory, but the price is a little lower than what you see too. So if you don't need to do a whole lot with it, that's a good amount of memory. You can do quite a bit with that. It's got all this network support, which seems to work pretty much everywhere. It's the full 1.39-inch 400 by 400 pixel screen. We've evaluated those before, and it does all these different features. And you'll see all of that if you go back to the review of the original prototype of the IQI i3 video, which I'm going to have a link to in the show notes as well. Now, what we need to do is, we'll check the box since we just got it in. I imagine it's pretty much the same configuration. You're going to have the charging connector with its 4 little points and the magnetic interface, exactly the same as on the prototype and all the other IQI i3s. And then on the other side, you got some extra screws and a screwdriver. Why do you need that, you ask? Because on the back you have this plate, and you use the screwdriver to take the plate off, and when you do, you find that underneath is where you're going to be able to put your SIM card. A SIM card, you say? Yes, like all these Android watches, this is a standalone watch, meaning that it's intended for you to put in your own SIM card right in there And because it's on the back and you don't have to take the whole plate off, it's pretty easy for you to take the SIM card out of your phone and pop it into your watch if you're going to be going out and you don't want to take your phone with you, but you want to still be in contact. One of two ways. Take the SIM card from your phone and put it in, keep your same phone number and messaging. Or get a separate SIM card, separate phone number, put it on your data plan, and you got this anytime you want, anywhere you want, whether you're on Wi-Fi or out on cellular, you're able to communicate and take and place phone calls, all that kind of stuff. No, you won't be able with this watch to tether to your phone and answer and place phone calls from the watch using the SIM card in your phone. That's a tethering watch. These Android watches are called standalone watches, okay? So you need the SIM card, just for clarification. With that said, let's take a look at what it's like inside. Let's boot them both up. And you saw the run-through of the prototype apps that were installed on here. We'll take a quick look at the apps that are on the production version in gold of the IQI i3. And there's a couple of new ones, something different that I want to show you on here on the new one that weren't on the original, that have been added. So if you're thinking about buying this and you looked at this video and you were really sad that you didn't see, for example, sedentary reminders, which is usually something you find on the tethering watches, well, having peeked in on this one, I can tell you that's now available. So let's go, first of all, once again, the overview of this, you go down, you get to this panel. To the right here, right there, your steps, and right is your weather. You come back. Okay. You see the dots down at the bottom. You come back to here. You go to the left. That's your notification panel. The right are your apps. And then your music. That's it. And if you go down, you get this thing where you have, it says voice and the number of steps. On the prototype, same thing. You go to the left, nothing. Well, you go back to the main screen. You go to the right, back to the main screen. You go down again and nothing. So that's the layout on both of them. Okay, so we're going over to the right to the apps. When you do, you find that you've got phone and contacts, messaging and settings. Those haven't changed from our prototype reviews, so you can watch those. Sound, file, clock and music. Now it gets jumbled a little bit, but there's play music and maps. And if you come down here, you'll see there's play music and maps. So those are there. Then you've got Play Store and Health. Well, there's Health and there's Play Store. Okay. Then you've got Remote and Remote Control. There's Remote Control and there's Remote. So all of these that were discussed on the old one, or the original prototype, are on this one. And there's a couple of more. So we went down through all of that. The Health, the Remote Control, the Play Store, the Calendar. Chrome, the browser, has been added. So now when you're on the Wi-Fi, which we're not yet, we just pretty much brought this out of the box, you can connect into Google Chrome and use the built-in Chrome browser, which, as you know, can synchronize with your desktop and your phone, and you can have that data sharing between the two. So that's an addition here, Chrome. Play music we've got. Find Me is new, right? We don't have that on here. Find Me, when you're tethered using the tethering app that they provide that you can install in your phone. And I'm pretty sure it's Firmware. That's usually what's used as the connecting one. Anyway, you have a Find Me button and you say start. And if you're connected, it's going to beep your phone and beep your watch and all that kind of stuff so you can find each other. So that's a tethering addition. Also, this reminder, this is what I'm talking about, the sedentary reminder you can turn on to remind you to drink water 8 times a day and set the times when you want to be reminded of that. And then you'll get yourself a reminder for drinking water and other things. Basically, standing up and walking around, it's going to have an interval of every hour, and it starts at 10 a.m., for example. Eye exercises, boy, do I need that. And take medications, which might be just 2 or 3 times a day, but it'll notify you and remind you of that. So that's another enhancement that's now in the production unit. Oftentimes these things can show up when you do an over-the-air firmware update. How do you do that? Well, you come back to settings. You go down to the very bottom where it says About Watch. You come in here. You can look through and see what you're running. This is an i3 running Android 5.1. And the security patch is usually the same, the baseband. What you look at is the kernel version. This is Thursday, November 17th, 2016. You see here on the prototype watch that if we look at that, we're going to have a different kernel version because it has different software in there. October the 11th, this was November 27th. Okay, and build numbers on there, and that might change, but really for date purposes, check the kernel version, see where you are compared with these, and you go into wireless update, you press the button. If you're on the internet with Wi-Fi preferably, if there's an upgrade available for you, it will let you know. Make sure your watch is charged, you access it, and you install it, and then your watch is updated to the latest version. And you might get things like that those new apps show up automatically installed. Or you might get some new watch faces. You never know. Speaking of, let's do a run through of the watch faces real quick that are currently now on the production unit, the gold IQI I3. This is the first one. The time and date are all wrong because it hasn't been set. This is another one, which is an interesting watch if you look at that, 0 to 12. Okay, and there's the hands. There's the second hand going around. I wonder what happens when it gets to 60. I haven't really played with this, and we're only 10 seconds away. So let's take a look. Does it snap back to 0? What does it do? What does it do? Oh my goodness, it keeps going. 0 to 60, but what's it doing there? Well, you're just going to have to buy yourself a watch and find out, huh? I love it. This is fun. Here's another one with kind of odd-looking hands that are really just little marks. So if you know how to read it, you can put this up. It shows your temperature, the date, the day of the week, your battery level, and the time. Here's another one of those scenic ones. And here's another interesting. See, it says in script I3 watch, specialized watch face for this particular watch. That wasn't on this one, folks, in the watch faces. So this is something that's been added and updated on this watch. That actually looks pretty good on the gold, doesn't it? With the kind of orange and the black and the orange on the front dial and the gold on the sides. Very elegant. This is definitely a nice dress watch. Here's the Earth. Can you tell what we're looking at? Is that Europe? Not sure what part of Earth, but look at the thin layer of atmosphere showing there. I checked, it's not animated, the stars aren't moving, the world isn't turning. But it's a really good one with the white on black for seeing the time in the dark, in the sunlight, if it's kind of bright outside. This is a good one to choose for being able to look at the time. This is wild. Look at this one. It's got the time up at the top, 4:50. Okay, was that about what time it was? I guess this one moves by in minutes, and then that's the hours up there. Let's remember 4:50 and come over here. That's about 4:50, if that's the hour hand, and that's the minute hand. And no, I don't want to change. I don't want to change. Gosh, there we go. Okay, 4:50. So that was showing 4:50. This is another spectacular watch face for this watch. Yeah, I like that. How does it look on? I can't get that little thing to close. Come on. Close. There. Okay. I don't need to put the cap on just to show you, but with that pretty face on, let's take a look at what it looks like. The dressy gold banded or gold highlighted IQI I3. Wow. Sweet, huh? Check the buying links down below. That's what we recommend you click, because you can pick this one up at a good price and help keep these watches coming in here for you, for us to review for you. And we've got the nice digital one. You see that on practically every watch because it gives you good information, really good for daylight, really good for also seeing your battery, your heart rate, and your steps. common digital watch. That's a common one too, the snap-on design. And then the final one, also a very common one we see, kind of shows the sun moon thing, and you're running, and battery percentage and day of the week down here. It's pointing to Thursday. Okay, so those are the watch faces. These are all the apps from Maps and the new Reminder and the new Find Me and the new Chrome and all the other ones that are here. Again, reviews of each of these stock apps are over on the video we did on the original prototype IQI I3. Okay, and then we have music, which is music in here. So once you hook this up to the computer, it keeps falling off. And install the, here we go. Install music in here. You just simply hit play. And if you have music installed, it'll play it, which I don't have any. I guess it's not playing any ringtones or anything like that. And that's pretty much this watch. All right. You have been watching Smartwatch Ticks. Again, a review of yet a new IQI I3. I love the gold. I love the band. So this is a really nice dress watch. If you haven't subscribed, we invite you to check out the links down below, and also hopefully appearing in boxes here to take a look at more of the IQI watches, and in particular the prototype watch for the full review. Catch you later.